Could you tell us, you had convened a meeting of the industry on Thursday. Can you tell us, what the sentiment was there, what came out of that?
Well, we're very pleased with the meeting. We had a great discussion, and every time someone would make a suggestion, we would hear what the other party. It's easy to say, well, the elevators could look after our problem if they just wanted to. Then the elevators was able to explain what they were doing and why what they were suggesting wasn't workable. We also had the ethanol people there who could talk about how much of the product that they could use. And one thing they all agreed upon is that we want to make sure that we get all the good corn into the bins, and then we can worry about what we do with the residual that isn't good corn, because we want quality good corn in our marketplace and in our elevators. And I think they all agreed on that. So now we formed another committee of all the industry that are working on solutions a week from now or a month from now. But the direction is that we want all farmers to understand is get the combines out, combine the good corn, keep combining until you are at the corn where the elevators say, no, that's getting, that's too, there's too much vomitoxin on that, and then stop. And then we'll have to collectively decide what we're going to do with the rest of it. It may be having it all dried in one elevator, store it, and use it for another purpose. I don't know, they used to have corn stoves. Maybe we need corn stoves again. But we want to make sure that we know how much of that we have before we know what we can do with it. So really the direction today is get the good corn off before it's too late, and then we can worry about the corn that we can't use for grain corn.
The Grain Farmers of Ontario proposed some creative ideas. What did you think of those? And what can your government bring to the table?
Well, I think they have some good ideas, and yet the ideas were to process to deal with the present situation. How do we store the corn after we combine it, and things like that. And I think right now our problem is not that we don't have a place to store. We want to make sure that we get the good corn off. We have elevators that can take the good corn. Let's get that done, and then we have to decide collectively of how we're going to deal with the other. And that may very well be the bag storage that the grain farmers were talking about. I don't know, but right now we're focused on getting people to combine the good corn. And I've heard people say we need to do more because I don't know what to do. Well, I think we want to be very clear. What to do is get your good corn off. And we have a lot of good corn in the province. Outside of the vomitoxin area, we have a bumper crop. So let's get it harvested and let's get it in the bins, and then we're going to talk about what we can do collectively, and we'll be working with them to deal with that. Now, the corn Agricor was also involved in the discussion. They have the insurance program to pay for that, and so all that has to be arranged as to how we, when you take less valuable corn and put it through ethanol, the ethanol people have a problem with the residual. So obviously they're not going to pay full price for the corn because they can't sell the residual. So we have to work on those type of things to deal with the corn that's left.
You challenged the industry to come with a few good ideas. How did you think the ideas were that they came to you with?
Well, one would. When you say come with the ideas to the solution, one would hope that they all came with a good idea, put it together, and you have a plan. That's not exactly what we ended up with, but we did end up with a good discussion about what is possible and what isn't. So at the end of it, I was very pleased with having called the meeting and the results we got from it. We have one of the ethanol companies are going to do a test run. I think it's this week or next week to see depending on the level of vomitoxin on the grain as to how much impact that has on the ethanol that comes out of the corn. And obviously that will be a great asset to us. I speak with my hands, but a great asset to us if that's how we decide to get rid of it. Now, if that's a good solution, that also may include then that we can take one elevator and have them dry vomitoxin corn so we can store it for the ethanol plant. so you have to put that all together. And I think bringing them all together, and like I say, talking about what's possible, but then also hearing what the challenges are if you do that, really helped out. And I think we're in a much better place today than we were a week ago.